excited. So, for those of you in diaspora, I want you to, if you're in diaspora, by the way, can you type, I'm in the diaspora? Okay, come on, talk to me. If you are in the diaspora, can you type, I'm in the diaspora? If you're not in Lagos, you're not in Nigeria, and you're watching this, can you just answer me with the word, I'm in the diaspora? Okay, guys, I'm waiting. Let me see, how many of you are in the diaspora? Just gonna go ahead without my second phone. I'm not seeing your comments. Oh, okay, good, I can see now. I can see Olai B, how are you? Thank you for joining. Again, as you're joining, tell me your name, your city. Share this video as many times as possible, particularly in the various diaspora groups, Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn. Okay, share. So guys, talk to me. How many of you are in the diaspora? You're not in Nigeria. Okay, if you're in the diaspora, type I'm in the diaspora. Hey, Evangelist Ajibola, good to see you. God bless you. My sister Alayinka, how are you? God bless you. Good to see you. So good. If you are in the diaspora, I can see a lot of you in the diaspora. Some of you are in Nigeria, but if you are in the diaspora, just type diaspora. Now, I need you to know that if you are in the diaspora, there are a couple of reasons why you want to buy. So now, why do you want to buy a house? There are two reasons in many cases of returning back to Nigeria to live there, or to be able to live there whenever you're in Nigeria, or you're buying a house with the intention of renting it out. Now, majority of you in diaspora don't visit Nigeria that often to be able to this issue of consistency in the Nigerian context. And I'll give you an example. It's in Nigeria that somebody stole from you. You run a company, somebody stole from you, and then you sack that person. People will begin to come and beg you to forgive the person who stole from you. That can only happen in Nigeria, right? It's only in Nigeria that your tenant doesn't pay your rent, okay? And other people will be calling you the landlord, a wicked landlord, for asking your tenant to leave. You need to know the realities here. Everything is emotional, psychological, sentimental in this part of the world. So I laugh when I see Nigerian diaspora shouting, I want to buy a house so that I can rent it out and make money. I laugh because that isn't always a tangible option, except in certain locations in Nigeria. For example, if you have your house in Banana Island, of course, the caliber of person who even rent your house in Banana Island will have shame, so you will pay your rent. If your house is in Ikoyi, person go get shame, you go pay your rent. But you are buying a house in Badore, you're buying a house in Abule Egba, in Songo, in Ibadan, and you think your tenant will be faithful with the rent, you're deceiving yourself. You need to know that. Particularly that you are not even in Nigeria. So I've seen, if I had this experience with a young man who, before he left for Baltimore, he bought this house in Nigeria for I think 25 million. And then he left. In fact, he couldn't get anybody to rent it for 3 years. Nobody even rented it for 3 years. And what I said to him, I said, if you have bought land with that 25 million, okay, because now it's about 5 years now. I said, in 5 years, I know that you cannot resell in 5 years. Now, that's on a conservative level. On a non-conservative level, you will sell that same land for 200 million. By the way, guys, if you're learning from this, share this video. Share. Hey, Mrs. Olariwaju, how are you today? God bless you. Thank you for joining me on social media platform. Everybody, share this 50 times on Facebook, on WhatsApp, particularly to groups that Nigerians in diaspora are in. There's a lot they're going to be learning. Yes, I'm going to be on the show today by 3 p.m. I am going to be there, God willing, by the grace of God. Okay, so the reality is, and a lot of people are not aware of this fact, that, and I tell people, I say, you miss this data. These are very important issues you miss. So in reality, you buy the house. Is either you struggle to get tenants to rent the house, or you even got tenants, they are not paying your rent. So, and not just that, that's one. Number two, when you buy a house as a Nigerian in diaspora, you need to know you will still need to be the one carrying out some major maintenance on that property. A lot of times the tenant will still have to get back to you. The pumping machine has gone bad. You have to buy a new pumping machine. It's not the tenant that is going to pay for the new pumping machine. You need to know that there are still certain major requirements that you do. So in other words, and how many of you have heard the quote by Warren Buffett that says, if you do not make money till you die, I mean, while you sleep, you have to work till you die. Can anybody, if you remember that quote, type, I remember. Come on, guys, engage me. I need you to engage me and I need you to talk to me. Let's talk together. How many of you remember the quote by Warren Buffett that says, if you do not find a way to make money while you sleep, you will have to work till you die? If you remember that quote, type, I remember. The ultimate concept of wealth creation is investing in something that you can go to bed and while you are value is appreciated. That is what land banking does. When you invest in land banking, what it does is that it has a way of helping you to build wealth without adding more money. So in this case of you built a house, you will still need to be paying for regular maintenance, and this is inconsequential. Whether your tenant is paying your rent or not, you still require, okay, to be paying certain major bills, taking care of certain major things in that house. So a house for you in diaspora may not be a best option. Mind you, if you have people to help you manage it, is a good option. There's nothing bad with it. If you can afford to build the house in certain highbrow places, it's very good for you. And particularly areas where you can use it for Airbnb and short lease, a house is one of the investment opportunity you can do, particularly as Nigerian diaspora. But I'm talking to those of us who cannot afford, you know, a 75 million, 100 million, a 150 million, a 200 million to buy a house in the kind of environment where the caliber of people who even rent house in those kind of environments, some of them, they are company that rent the house for them, so the company just pay you directly. Some of them, they are well-to-do. Some even have their other own property. It may not just be in that location, so they will not owe you rent. But there are certain areas that you build your house, you can be guaranteed that they will owe you rent. Guarantee, I will tell you that for sure. And people use sentiment. I lost my job. Oh, coronavirus, they didn't pay us in our place of work. God will bless you. My uncle, my oga, now God I take bless you. Now God I take beg you. Meanwhile, you look back 5 years down the line. Okay? They are owing you. You spend a whole lot of money to build a house. You are not making money from it. Are you learning from me? If you're learning, type I'm learning. Guys, I need your engagement here. I don't like it when I do trainings and you're looking at me like this. Okay, I need you to talk to me. I need to comment. If you're getting value, type I'm getting value. Again, share this video on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn. Share across all social media platforms. If you can share this video 50 times, I appreciate it. And on your right hand side, you see Facebook party icon. Click on it and invite people, invite your friends, particularly those of them in diaspora, because we talk about property and people don't even know the reality of the issues at hand. So you see people just say, I want this, and in some cases what you want is not bad, but it may not be the best idea, may not be the best concept, plus you are not on ground. However, having said that, what then is the problem with buying land in Nigeria as a Nigerian diaspora? Of course, if you buy a land in Nigeria, the question would be, who will help you protect your land? We all know that Omonile can sell one land to 5 people, to 10 people, right? The land they gave it to you, one day you got there and somebody else has built on it. We know that problem exists, and that's a fact, that's a reality. So the question is, and that's why many diaspora prefer a house, because you then say, at least if I build a house, nobody's just going to take over my house. It's my house and it's my house and it's there. But if it's a land, you just hear one day they've sold it to somebody else, some other people have taken over the property, and I'm wondering what's going on. That is true. It happens a whole lot of time. Even happened to me, though. I partnered with my brother to build a house for my father, okay, in Abeokuta, and then I couldn't go, so I just released my own portion of the money, and you won't believe it, they kept reselling this house to different people again and again. Okay, it took me personally going there and looking for who is the what do you call it now, who is the most notorious of the Omonile, and got the person on my side. Okay, and that was when we stopped having issues there. Okay, so but the reality is that this thing happens. However, what then is the solution? The solution ultimately is in looking for credible. Now the next thing you tell me that, but real estate companies are more expensive than when you buy directly from Omonile. That's true, but what you don't know is that they've also factored in what I call PR money. Can everybody type PR money? Come on, talk to me. Type PR money. In Nigeria, there are certain money we call PR, or you can call it public relations. Politicians call it security votes. In business, we call it PR money, right? Some places we buy property, we have to buy a car. For certain key people in that place as PR. Some places we have to get a key person there, and a portion of every plot, a percentage goes to that person. We call it PR. Real estate companies do to make sure that your land, your property, your investment is secure. And anytime you can hold the real estate company responsible till you eventually take over your property. So many times I see people say, for real estate company, they're expensive, people charge too much, and I laugh. I say it's because you don't even understand. Because you do not own the land you are buying from Omonile. They will sell it to 5 people and you fight yourselves. Not only that, sometimes they will sell it to you, and then later some other people will come back and say, no, it was 2 families that sold it to you. We are 5. Okay, we are 5 families. So how can 2 families out of 5 sell it to you? Then you start litigation. So all these things always happen. But real estate companies have a way of having a grip on these people, and it has always helped. So you don't know that you are really protecting your investment when you choose to say, I am buying my land from a real estate company. Because once you pay the real estate company, and they are credible, by the way, you need to do your research on the company you want to deal with. You can rely on them that your investment is secure and your investment is intact. However, I want to also advise you, when buying property from real estate company, always make sure you do it right. You see, some of us, I've always said this. Can everybody type humility, humility, humility? Come on, everybody, type humility, humility. I've always said this. If you're going to be a wealthy person from real estate investment, you have to be humble. You have to be humble. By the way, share this video. On your right hand side, you're going to see Facebook party icon. Click on it and start inviting all your friends. But I want to talk to Nigerians in diaspora today, okay, because there's a lot for them to learn. And please share this video 50 times. All the Facebook group, the WhatsApp group, the LinkedIn groups that you know that Nigerians in diaspora are. Just go share. Let them come and learn. Humility is key if you're going to become wealthy when it comes to real estate investment. One of the biggest, can everybody type humility, humility? Guys, if you're watching me, type humility, type humility. One of the biggest, okay, challenge Nigerians in diaspora have is lack of humility. I know you live in the UK. I mean, I'm always there. I know you live in Canada. The roads are tarred, electricity 24/7. You know, things are very structured. I know you live in America, and I know that if you are to buy a house of 500,000 USD today, you may not need to deposit more than $10,000 to $20,000 initial payment, and then maybe in the next 6 months you pay another $50,000. I know that's how it works. I get it. And yet it's going to be a 5-bedroom duplex. You know, you have your garage, you have your electricity, everything perfect. It's not that easy. You need to wake up. Okay? It's not that easy. You don't just get property that way. First of all, the flexible payment thing is not as simple and as easy as it is in developed world. We will get there. Nigeria will also get there. We believe strongly that the banking sector will support real estate companies more. Over time, government will support more to always give, you know, real estate companies C of O's and things like that, so that banks can support. We will get there, but we're not there. So sometimes the place you want is Lekki Phase 1. I know, because that connects with the caliber of place that you live in right now. But life is a phases, men and sizes, live your size per time. If you cannot afford Lekki Phase 1, if all you can afford is Lagos Ibadan Express Road, buy it. If all you can afford is Ibadan, buy it. If where you can afford is Aton Ota, buy it. If it's Mushiolosha, buy it. If it's Shangisha, okay, buy it. If it's Ibafo, buy it. Life is in phases, men are in sizes, live your size per time. One of the biggest problems that we face as Africans in diaspora, Nigerians in diaspora, is that we love to consume, we don't love to produce. The reality still remains this, and we need to hear this. These countries that you enjoy and you love was not that way years ago. It was our cocoa money they used to develop USO and London, in case you don't know. It was our petroleum product, our crude oil money, that crude oil that they were stealing from us before independence, okay, that they used to do those things. So wake up and smell the coffee. Oh, it was the gold that they were illegally mining from Africa that they used to develop those countries that you are eyeing now. It wasn't just your tax. So your tax was used to maintain it. It wasn't used to build it. We need to face the reality here. Those places, those beautiful countries that you live into used to be like this years ago. John D. Rockefeller was the man who did the breakthrough in the petroleum sector in America. Go and Google it, go do your research. Andrew Carnegie was the brain behind the rail system in America, as well as the steel system in America. Go do your research. Andrew Carnegie. In fact, he was a private citizen. He was one man who literally developed the entire rail and steel sector in America. It wasn't government. J.P. Morgan, one man, private company, was the person who developed the banking sector that we are using globally today. J.P. Morgan, go do your research. These countries did not overnight develop. It took years, it took battles, it took wars, it took fights, it took a whole lot to get to where it is today. If we will develop Africa, we also need to be patient. How many of you are getting value? If you're getting value, type, I'm getting value, I'm getting value. Come on, talk to me. If you are getting value, type, I'm getting value, I'm getting value. If you are getting value, type, I'm getting value, I'm getting value, I'm getting value. I want you to please share this video 50 times on WhatsApp, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, across all different platforms. Please share this video. On your right hand side, you see Facebook party icon. Click on it and invite as many of your friends as possible. Tell them to come listen. There's a whole lot we're sharing here and it is making sense. Shofola says you are making sense, Mr. Steven. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Again, if you're getting value, type value, value, value. So we need to face the reality here. These things didn't happen overnight. It took years to get these places to where they are. How many of you know that at 1990, Dubai was still sand? You know, the place we call Sheikh Zayed Road. Okay, barely 5 buildings were there. In Dubai, the same Dubai, you know. It took time, it took years, it took investment from all over the world, both legal and illegal money, to build Dubai that you see today. Good things takes time. So what I always tell Nigerians in diaspora, we need to be patient. We need to first of all understand that the cultures and the issues are different. Okay, they are different. I remember we bought a particular land, not too much, very small land. And after we've paid the family, we've done everything, the youth of that community sent us a letter that we should pay them 25 million naira. I'm telling you a true story. Okay, 25 million naira. I remember us even going to the police station of that region. You know what the police told us? Oga, we advise you to find a way to negotiate with the youth and just move on. I'm telling you the reality of this system. That's the system we work in Nigeria. Right? The police said, Oga, we advise you so that you can have peace of mind for you and your clients. Just pay them their 25 million naira and move on. So we do not understand. Those of you in diaspora, you think things are A to Z. They are B plus C. It's not B plus C like that in Nigeria. There's a whole lot that goes behind. But what you want to do is to be humble and start at a phase, at a level, at a point. Start somewhere. Start where you can afford. Ultimately, you will build wealth if you are consistent. Let me give you my own story. Our first, set of properties were in a place where you couldn't even access the place. Even when I started selling land, I remember one of the first land I sold. The day I was the agent, the day they were taking me to the land. If not that company, the MD CEO and my older brother, same father, same mother, started the company together. So that I was sure the man who used me for money ritual. If not for that, I would have doubted where we were going. I'm not kidding you. Because we veered off the road and we kept going and going and going and going and going for almost an hour before we got to this place. But let me tell you the funny thing about this land. Today, that land then was going for 500,000. Was in Shimawa then. This was 2012. That land was going for 500,000. Today, if you want to buy that same land, not another one, that same land, in 2012, if you do not have 5 million to 10 million, you can't get that land. And that same land, 2012, was going for 500,000. And like I told you, we veer off the express and we're going inside bush. Almost, if not that the company, then I was a broker, I was marketing, I didn't have my own company. I was marketing for other real estate companies. Today, the place is fenced round. People have started living there. Incidentally, it's not even far from the new Redeem camp, the new auditorium for Redeem. So, it's gone. And that's why I say patience. People who then 2012 said, oh, it's too far, and had the 500,000 and didn't invest. First of all, where is that 500,000? They will have used it to eat. That money is gone. Second of all, that the money didn't appreciate in value. Whatever they did with it didn't appreciate in value. Today that they can't find the money, and they didn't invest in what could have helped them alternatively to have built well. Okay? And this is very, very important when it comes to investment for those of us in diaspora. I want to say this because yesterday I did a lot of talk. I don't know if you watched my video yesterday night. If you did, type I did. If you watched my video last night, type I did. Please share this video on your Facebook, on your WhatsApp, on your LinkedIn. Hit the share button. Let's get as many people as possible to watch this video. And remember, okay, to share and share and share. On your right hand side, you see the Facebook party icon. Click on it and invite all your Nigerian diaspora friends. They need to hear this because this will begin to help give them perspective to property investment in this part of the world. So number one, we are getting to know it is a lot better for you to invest in land banking than in a house. And I've shared the reasons to you. The reason number one is that when you buy a house, you will struggle to get people to rent it. It's just the reality. Number two, even when people rent it, you struggle to get Nigerians to pay rent, house rent. If you argue with me, go do your research. Go and ask people, Nigerians in diaspora who have a house in Nigeria, tell them how consistent their house rent is from their tenants. Go and do your research. Some of them, it's 3 months after the due date they get their money. Some of them is 6 months after. Some have not even gotten at all. Go and ask them and confirm what I'm saying. Number three, your colleagues who have houses in places that I told you are probably places that have better tenancy payment. Okay, if you have a house in Ikoyi, don't worry. Most likely your tenant will pay you well, and they will pay you often. If you have a house in Lekki Phase 1, they will pay you because the caliber of people. If you have a house in Magodo, yeah, Omole, it's almost 50-50, but a good chance you will be paid in those places. Okay? But other areas outside that, you struggle to get your rent. You struggle to get your rent. It's the truth. Number three is that you will still need to be spending money to maintain the house, except you want the house to totally become, a shambles. You will still need to regularly spend money to maintain that property. Today, they will call you, pumping machine is bad. Tomorrow, they will call you, something has happened to the gate, right? I mean, basic things. You will still need to be sending money back home for regular maintenance on that your property. But if you do land banking, you already know you are not touching that land until the next 5 years or the next 10 years. So that way you know that the land you bought, you are living it for 5 years. You're living for 10 years. In 5-10 years, okay, you will have gotten at least 100% return on investment. So what you bought for 10 million will have amount to about 20 million or 25 or 30 or 50 million. That is how it works. And by this way, you wouldn't have need to spend more money. Okay, you need to necessarily spend more money on maintenance. So you just leave the land for years and you appreciate in value. If you are learning from this type, I'm learning. Come on guys, talk to me. If you have learned from today's show, type I've learned. Okay, talk to me guys. If you've learned, type I've learned. Talk to me. I love to engage you guys a lot. Okay, so I want to take questions right now. If you have questions on property purchase, you are in diaspora, you have challenges regarding investing in property, I want to take your questions and I want to give you answers. I want to give you ideas. I want to give you concepts. I'm here for you. So we'll spend the next 30 minutes or so to answer questions. As many questions as you have, I'm going to answer them. As many as you have, as many as I can take. So feel free to ask me your question. I will take them. So you need to, so I always advise do land banking because ultimately you are not putting more money. But when you are doing land banking, don't buy from Omonile. Look for a company, look for people who are a bit more organized, a bit more structured, and it's a lot better to buy from them. Buy from a company rather than just an individual. Okay, these are very, very important things. A lot of us like to buy property from individuals. It's not a wise thing to do. It's not a wise thing to do to buy property from an individual. God forbid anything can happen to that individual. But when you buy something from a company, the company has an asset, and their asset, okay? But if it's an individual, once the person is gone, it's gone. So there are a lot of things we need to begin to learn. So I'm going to take question 1. How can one guarantee that this land is safe? Well, the guarantee is to make sure you're buying, number one, from a company, a credible real estate company. Step 1. Step 2, the real estate company you're buying from, know the owners. Make sure the owners are people that can be seen. A lot of times, some of you buy property from invisible people. You buy property from people we can't find. You know, a lot of times people will tell me, and this is one thing I want you to know, you need to hear this. Anybody who puts their face out there on social media, you need to hear this. If they are not real, at some point they will come for them. You need to know that. And that's why a lot of time I tell people, I say, if you are visible, I don't bother my head doubting you. Because I know we can find you. That's not an issue. Okay? And that's why when you call me today and you tell me somebody who didn't run away, well, I'm not talking about somebody who disappeared. The person, you tell me so happened between you and a company. The first thing I'll say, give me their address. Right? I'll send somebody to their office. As long as that office is operating, I'll tell you, give me the details of the owners of those companies. I will check them online. As long as those people are available, go and sleep. Go and sleep. Go and sleep. Okay? And I'm telling you the truth. At least I'm in Nigeria. So I tell you the truth. You will get your stuff back. Okay? Even if the person is trying to play game. But the problem is that many of us put our money in companies we don't even know the owner. Okay? The company is not visible. We don't know who they are. And then you think, and then you say, but they told me something. So when you, I'm answering your question, Freedom Fountain. When you buy from a real estate company, it is the job of the real estate company to safeguard your land. That's what we are saying. Everybody, for example, who bought from all our estates, it is Gtext's job, not their job, to make sure their land remains safe. It's not their job. That's what the difference between you buying directly from Omonile and when you buy directly from a company. That's what I'm telling you, Freedom Fountain. Maybe you're not getting me. The advantage of buying from a company is that it is the job of the real estate company you paid money to preserve your land. Does this make sense? If it makes sense, type it makes sense. It makes sense. It's their job to safeguard. Even the day you need to start building, as long as you inform them, whatever they need to do to make sure that construction goes smoothly, they will do. They know the people they bought the land from. Listen, when I told you PR earlier, when we buy property, everybody there, you do PR for them. It's like the company and the landowner become almost like family. So you can hold the company, except they don't know what they're doing, accountable for the safety of your land. That's the advantage of buying from a company. Now, Chimanda Praise says, buying from a company is always costly. Yes, if buying from directly is penny wise, pound foolish. Because let me give you an example. If you are buying directly from the landowner, maybe they are selling to you at 1 million. Now, when you are buying from a real estate company, maybe they will sell it to you for 2 million. Right? Chimanda Praise, I'm answering your question. So, the person you bought from 1 million, directly. We sell it to 5 of you. 5 of you. Number one, you need to start spending money on police and litigation, and guess what? You will still get your land back. So not only will you have lost 1 million, you will still have lost extra money you need to want to start, which you will still not get your property. Okay? Now, number 2 is this, and this is very important because many people don't get that. But when you buy from that real estate company, you pay 2 million. It looks as if it's expensive. But don't forget that 5 years down the line you bought for 2 million will be worth 4 million or 5 million. We have seen cases where the land people bought for 2 million, 10 years later, they sold it for 10 million. Some for 15 million. So you end up making back your money, you make it back. So there is no point, it doesn't even make sense to be saying, but it's more expensive, because ultimately it's protecting that land, because the land will appreciate, right? It will appreciate. So it's not about how much about that I'm buying it expensive. It's the fact that the land will appreciate. Okay? And once it appreciates, you make back your returns on investment. Come on, guys. You can call me professor of land or professor of property or investment. So if you're getting value, type I'm getting value. Show me some love. Let me read more questions. I'm going to answer as many questions as we have today. As many. Okay, and feel free. Don't hold back. Ask all your questions. Let me see. I'm scrolling through to see more questions I can read. Ojo Abiola says, thank you so much. I've learned so much. You're welcome. Femi says, what is land banking? So land banking is the process of acquiring land for the purpose of leaving it to appreciate and making returns on investment. The same way you bank money, you go put money in the bank. In the same vein, you can be buying land and keeping it so that the land then appreciates and you get returns on investment. That's the meaning of land banking. So it's a process of acquiring land for the purpose of appreciation and return, okay, return on investment. So it's always one of the biggest ways to build wealth. Even Steve Harvey did it. I don't know if you know Steve Harvey in the US. If you know Steve Harvey, type I know Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey was trying to buy a particular property. They even allowed him to pay 100,000 down deposit. Down the line, he said the property eventually went valued at almost $5 million. Way or above that. Even got more to it. Later, the thing was over $100 million. It's called land banking. You buy land in bulk, in huge chunk. You keep buying more, like you buy, you keep, you buy, you keep, you buy, you keep. You are waiting for it to appreciate in value. So I hope I've made it easy. Akiolas Akim Bile says, is there a need to always fence the land you buy? There is a need if you are buying it from Omonile. Because if you don't fence your land, and you don't even need to fence it small, you need to do like 7-foot fence and put a big gate and lock the place. If you are buying from Omonile, you need to do that. Because if you don't do that, you don't even have a land. Don't even bother your head. You didn't have a land. Okay? The lands I bought for my family members as a gift. Okay? In the state where I came from, that's what I've had to do. If I'm not ready to build it for those family members, like my father and family people I want to help, if I'm not ready to build it immediately, I fence it round 6 feet, 7 feet up. Put a big gate, lock the thing up. Okay, you don't do that, and it's when you start doing that you know what I'm talking about. The day you put the first set of blocks, you see, Omonile come. People will start raising their head that land too was sold to them. They will show you the same receipt you were showing around. So it then become survival of the fittest. I'll tell you how this thing works. Okay, so that's why if you don't want all those wahala, you just don't bother with Omonile. Go to a credible real estate company. They speak English, you speak English. They can read mail, you can read mail. They know what a lawyer is, you know what a lawyer is. They know what agreement and document is, you both know. So you can speak your own Turanchi, right? But Omonile, keep speaking grammar, you will see that grammar doesn't work for them. Okay, but if you bought from a real estate company, you don't need to fence your land, because ultimately the real estate company will fence, do perimeter fencing. The real estate company will protect the entire land. Even if they didn't fence it, it's their job to protect your land for you. Okay? Eguakon Lehis says, my question is, how can someone get the real land? Well, how to get the real land is to, first of all, work with a legitimate, credible company, okay, who is on ground in Nigeria. Because one of the mistakes people do, by the way, those of you just joined us, my name is Stephen Akita. I'm the MDC of Gtext Homes, Africa's most sought after investment coach, and I'm sharing why it favors Africans in diaspora, Nigerians in diaspora, to buy land than to do land banking than even buying a house. And I've shared that earlier. Now we're at the Q&A session. Feel free to type your questions if you have. Remember to click on the Facebook party icon to invite more Nigerians in diaspora, a lot of your friends. Share this video on Facebook group, WhatsApp group, across all the various groups that you know. Let's get people to come in here and learn, because we're teaching, we're exposing people to a whole lot, okay, what they need to do to secure investment. So how do you know a genuine land? First of all, get a real company, okay? Second of all, ask them learn about land titles, because a lot of you buy land, you don't even know the various titles. What is a survey? What is a deed of assignment? What is a COV? What is a gazette? What is an acquisition? So you need to understand all those various land titles, and you know the title on a particular land, and you know the implication of that title, and you know what else you can do in future to perfect the title of the land you are buying. Okay, so the first thing is locate a credible company to deal with. The second thing is to know the various titles that exist on lands, and to ask your right questions about the title that exists on the particular land you're trying to buy, and the implication of that title, okay, and what you need to do to perfect that title. Okay, so when you know all these things, it then helps you to ask the right questions, because again, ignorance on land matter is too much, and that's why there is so much fear. Anywhere you see fear, anywhere you see distrust, is actually a function of ignorance. People don't. Everybody is just scared. It's whoever talk first that people will listen to. How many of you agree with me that if somebody goes on Facebook now and said they swindled me in Nigeria on land matter, how many of you agree with me that 90% of the people we just say it is true? They will not even bother ask any question. If you agree, type I agree. If anybody goes on Facebook now and type, I was swindled in Nigeria on land matter, do you agree with me that 90% will say, I knew it. They are all thieves in that country. People will not even say, Madam, what's happened? What was the truth? Is it even real? Is it even true? They don't want to hear. I know it. He's thief. That's why I don't invest in Nigeria. They're all thieves. They're all thieves. Because people don't even know. I remember a lady chatted me up one day. She paid for a house. It was even a house with a company. And I know the company, they are big. They are even bigger than our own company. And by the way, me, I don't do this because somebody's our competitor. You report them to me. I need to spoil their business because I want to sell to you. I don't do it. I won't lie to you. I don't do it. Some people say it's not a good strategy, but me, I know that you should do business with pure conscience. What you sow, you will reap. If you spoil other people's business, they will spoil your own too. So she came to me. She said she had paid them 20 million. It was supposed to be 25 million, and that they have not given her a house. Okay, and that she's worried. So I said, okay, what happened? She said, well, I said, where was the land? She told me the place. I said, what happened? I said, have they not started construction since you paid them? She said, in fairness to them, you see, because I asked question, you ask the right question, you're entitled to answer. Okay, you're entitled to answer. Suleiman says, where is your company located? We're in Lagos here. Just Google Gtext Homes. We have property everywhere. We have in Abuja, we have in Aton, we have in Ibejuleki. We have 4 estates in Ibejuleki. I'll be showing one of our estates very soon in Ibejuleki. You know, so when I get 20 million, I don't have the house. So I've not balanced up. I still need to balance up 5 million. So I said, did they even start construction? She said, in fairness, again, because I asked the question, I wasn't willing to spoil those people's business. In fairness to them, they started work. That she sent somebody there, she noticed Lagos State government came and stopped them and even demolished the work they've done, stating that they've not, you know, and that she kept calling the office. They would tell her that they are on it, So I had to first tell her, I said, ma, first of all, you were not duped. What happened was, maybe they didn't get the proper permit to start that construction, or the permit they got was fake, okay, which normally happen because real estate developers are not always the ones that directly apply for permits. It's the contractor on site that always asks for the permit. So I said to her, you have a couple of options. Since they have not given you value, okay, you can ask them to give you another land, another house, because this is a big company, I know them, and they have other estates. I said, pending if you are in a hurry to get, okay, a house, tell them to give you another house in replace, because I know them, they have other estates across. Tell them to give you another house in exchange for this other one they're having problem with government on. Okay? And guess what? We discussed, the matter ended. She never bought from me. But I won't spoil somebody's, because what people will do, you know what most Nigerian businesses will do? They say, madam, go and ask for your money. They are thief, they are scammer. I know them. I know them. Don't worry, come to our company. We have a better place for you. Meanwhile, that person saying that too. Many of such people are never trustworthy. I always doubt you when you are willing to bring another man down just for your own gain. I doubt you. A lot of people, that's what they do. They say, oh, they must have cheated you. I know them. Those people, they are terrible. And he knows they lie. Okay? Now, the woman didn't buy from me because I gave her the right counsel. And also, at the end of the day, they even gave her another house. And the matter was resolved. She thanked me. It's better for me that way than to, just because I want her to collect her 20 million and come and invest in my own company, I begin to pull down another man's business. So we do a whole lot of pulling other companies down in the African property market. They do it, right? I don't believe in it. I've never done it. You never see Steve Akita do a show to pull another business down. I have never done it. I don't care how much negative words I heard about that company. I don't do it. Because I understand what you sow, you will reap. What you sow, you will reap. It is hard enough for anybody to run business in Nigeria. It is hard. It is worse for you to also be a co-business owner and begin to pull those people down. You will reap it. It's a law. It's a law. August, are you getting value, guys? If you're getting value, type I'm getting value, I'm getting value, I'm getting value. Come on, guys, share this video. Facebook group, WhatsApp group, LinkedIn group, across all social media platforms. Let's get everybody in here. I'm having great time. I'm happy to answer all your questions. I have more questions here. Feel free to ask all your land property related questions. The next question is from Augustine Ibojono. Sorry if I'm not. Because they actually have sold that land to somebody else. They are just reselling it to you. So you end up realizing that if you really must have that land, you will pay at least 3 times, which you end up being 3 million in the example I gave. Meanwhile, you could have paid your 2 million JJ to a real estate company. And in many cases, you can pay that 3 times, you will still not have your land. Okay? You will still not have your land. I can assure, I know what I'm saying. Okay? You will, and listen, this thing is so bad that the way the Omolile guys, because I don't know whether it's because police are always afraid of them, because you know some of them are quite fetish. Even when you get to police station and they could see the evidence that you were swindled by this family, Even police will tell you to find a way to go and resolve your issues. Maybe because they are afraid of them. Okay? So it's always wisdom. I tell people, I say, as bad as you think companies are, as much as you say they are exploiting you, you are still better off, because companies are still sanitizing the system compared to just the normal typical. Let me share with you some of the tricks these Omoniles do. When they are selling the land to you, they know that there are 5 children that owns the land. They will allow 3 children to be in the meetings, and only 3 children will sign the documents. I'll tell you a true story. Then they will now go, and after some years, they will go and instigate the other 2 children to say it's your own turn to come and start fighting us. Those ones, we fight them, go to court, win, get judgment, come and meet you and say, we are now the new owner, you have to start paying us afresh. I'm telling you how land matter work in this country. So but if you bought from a real estate company, even if that happened, it's still the real estate company who needs to face those music, not you. Okay? Because it's not you to be running away, running down from UK, from US, from Canada to come and be sitting in meeting with people who don't even understand the way you are talking, the wisdom you are bringing on board. Even the law you are talking, they will be mocking your wisdom. They will be mocking your education. Auntie or law call and say, yeah, wake up, auntie. You say, I'll call police. Go and bring the police. Bookie says, I need affordable land, Mr. Steven. Well, you can get affordable land as long as you are humble. You are not looking for highbrow locations. So chat me on WhatsApp. +1 6464 273317. Again, +1 6464 273317. You can get affordable land as long as you are humble. That's the word. Because what we see is you Nigerian diaspora, you know, you may not have much cash to pay, and then you want, you know, I mean, I don't understand. I will hear Nigerians tell me they paid 1.5 million for a land, and that they later discovered the land didn't have C of O, and as far as they are concerned, they were swindled. And I will shake my head. Do you guys know, if you want to process your C of O in Lagos, you will not spend less than 3 million naira. Processing, you already have the land. You already pay family for land. Now to process the C of O with government and other PRs you need to do so that you get it on time. You know what happened in the civil service. You will need to spend an average of 3 million per plot, per 600 square meter. You heard me right. So I now don't understand how somebody will say he or she paid 1.5 million for a land, okay, and they were shocked the land didn't have C of O. How could he have had C of O? I don't get it. Anybody selling a land to you in Lagos, quote me anywhere, okay? Any land in Lagos and in certain locations in Lagos, and they claim the land has C of O, and the land is less than 6 million, they are lying to you. Tell them I said so. Yes, tell them I said so. They are lying to you. Quote me anywhere. I'm talking of Ibejuleki. I'm talking about even Epe. That the land. So we do not even understand the prices and these things. So we don't even know that the more the title, the more expensive the property is. I'm talking of Ikorodu. I'm talking of, you know, Badagry. Okay, you will spend at least 6 million for a land that has C of O. Some you will spend 10, some you spend 12, some you spend 20 million, some you spend 30. Some land you will spend 50 million because they have C of O. So we need to educate our people to understand titles, document, pricing, you know, and things like, because we don't know these things. We just, over time, we just, and everything is they dupe me, they swindle me. It's a thief, it's 419. And people, I mean, we are gullible in this part of the world. So whatever anybody says, we believe. So next question. Pascal, I stay in Cameroon, where land are sold predominantly by individuals and families. Real estate companies are rare to find. What can I do to ensure I'm buying safe? Well, number one, I'm not from Cameroon. You have done it here now, guy. By the way, I'm not from Cameroon, so I do not understand property business in Cameroon. We are looking at investing in Ghana very soon, by the grace of God. We're going to be investing in Ghana, and over time, I can assure you, we're going to be investing in Cameroon, in South Africa, in Kenya, in Rwanda. That I can assure you, housing and things like that. But this is what you can do. If you want to start your own real estate company in Cameroon, what you want to do is to, first of all, get a property mentor. I know real estate companies are scarce, but there will still be somebody who is doing real estate business in bulk with families in Cameroon. Look for the person. If you need to pay him to give you some advice, pay him. Listen, the cheapest way to get wisdom is to pay for it. So tell the person to tell you how to handle those families, what are the things you put in place when buying from those Cameroonian families in Cameroon. Okay, so that there is always a secret to every business. There are deep secrets to handling issues. Okay, and if you don't know, you don't know. And what you will lose by experiment is more than what you could have paid for somebody who has been through that process to teach you. Okay? My brother, I hope that makes sense. If it makes sense, let me know. Pascal, I hope that makes sense. If it makes sense, type it makes sense. So look for somebody. The person may not own an estate, but somebody who buy land in bulk and understand how to deal with family members who sell land in Cameroon. Okay, go meet the person and say, sir, I would like your counsel. I want to start a real estate company, and I know I need to be buying from individuals and from families. What are the things that I need to put in place? Okay, when we start doing business in Cameroon, it will be easy for me to start teaching you. By the way, in Syria, is it Sierra Leone? Yeah, I think it's Sierra Leone. One of these African countries I've met, and is partnering with us very soon. As soon as the pandemic is over, is hosting me in the, I think it should be Sierra Leone. He's hosting me in Sierra Leone, and he's going to be showing me some beach land, okay, that we can buy and turn to estates. You know, beach estates and things like that. And Tango is a lawyer, he knows the terrain. So even me, as I begin to penetrate into other African countries, I'm not going to do it alone. I'm wiser than that. I'm wise enough to know that I need to partner with guys on ground, lawyers on ground, people, you know, who know those places well and know how their community works. Okay. Let me see more question. Akim Bile says, okay, I've read Akim Bile's question. Let me see more question. By the way, I want to show you one of our estates. We'll be doing 50% promo on this estate, and our promo is almost over, and it's just a wise investment for you to do. 50% in our 12-year anniversary promo. You want to take advantage. It's called Beryl Estate. It's a fantastic property. Okay, fantastic property you want to invest in. Book is Ogidon says, can you be my mentor? I started working as a realtor. Wow, congratulations. Congratulations. Where did you start work? Is it in Nigeria or in the US or in the UK? Okay, what country? Let me see, more questions. Let me see. If I have not read your question, it's because I have not seen your question. Let me see. Suleiman, what's the name of your estate? Our company is Gtext Homes, and we have several estates. Like I said, just Google Gtext Homes. Go to our website. We're on Google. We have Beryl Estate, we have Prime Rose Estate, Sapphire Estate, White House Estate. We're starting Diaspora Estate and Sadios Estate. So we have several. We have several properties, guys. Book, it says example of a credible real estate, example of a credible companies. I don't understand what you mean. Gtext Home is yeah, Gtext Home is one. Gtext Home is an example of a credible company. Okay, I used to mention other companies, but I've gotten to know that, look, in Nigeria, I mean, we can be funny people. Honestly, we can be funny people. I used to mention other companies. They were not my company. I just mentioned them. The day it took a while for somebody to get receipt, they will start sending me DM. You did a show so day. You mentioned so company. I bought from them. See now, it's 2 weeks. They've not given me receipt. They've not done this. And I'll be like, I never told you it was my company. I never told you it was my company. I was just saying that I know these people won't run away with your money. I know they're on ground. So your customer care issues shouldn't come to me. So I no longer mention companies except our own company, because we have a way we approach things in this part of the world. And Ms. Modupe says, powerful. My billionaire boss and great mentor. I totally agree with you. You are welcome, man. You are welcome. Let me see. I can see your question. Say thank you for mentoring me. Augustina, you're welcome. Open Majeko Dumi says, what title does Beryl Estate have? Beryl Estate has a session in process. And a session comes out in form of a gazette, and a gazette is the same thing as a C of O. In fact, a gazette is better than a C of O, because a C of O is for 99 years. However, a gazette by law does not have a yearly stipulation. So there's no particular year attached to a gazette. Okay? But a C of O has, an attached, period to it, 99 years. But by law, they are like the same in terms of value. Okay? So it's a session in process or gazette in process, if you want to put it that way. Gloria says, I need a land. Okay, Glorious, no problem. Chat me up on WhatsApp +1 64 64 27 33 17. Okay, +1 64 64 27 33 17. Okay, so Glorious. Bookie says, in Nigeria, I'm working from abroad. Oh, beautiful. Why not? Sign up. For some of you want to work with our company, we have, you can go to gtexthomes.com as a broker. In fact, we have a training coming up next week strictly for those who are registered brokers with our company. gtexthomes.com/consultants. Okay, we have some top professionals who are going to be training you. gtexthomes.com/consultants. Consultants, yes. So you can go register. It's free for you to register, and we do regular trainings and empowerment. Eric says, wow, Eagle has been talking about adding value straight for over an hour. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Bookie says Nigerians can be funny. I'm telling you, our people can be funny. You can listen. To help a Nigerian, you have to be careful. I remember something happened to somebody. My wife just called me, said, "Oh, this person just gave birth to a baby, and the baby was struggling to breathe, and I think there were complications." And so the person was like, "Please, what do we do? Can we can we pay to send this person to a better hospital? Can we pay to send this person to a better hospital? Yeah, so that they will just treat the person and all of that." I said, "Why not? This person is a deal to to make sure the person, wife and baby is safe. Okay, but I had to tell her, I said, babe, you need to call this person's parents and find out from them whether they are okay for us to change the hospital. You know, it's okay. I said, because in the process, because in the process of moving this fragile baby from one hospital to the other, if anything goes wrong, hey, may you not regret, my wife. I had to tell her, I said, may you not regret, because you now start hearing who sent you message. This is how they do. We knew how they do. You see, is there? So people can be funny. Even when you are trying to help a Nigerian, you have to use your number 6. Because now help you do, now goodwill you do, before you know it, they will change the thing for you. And you will get a name that is not your own. Okay, so guys, I'm here live at Berry Estate. I have come here often. Go to visit most of our estates, and why we do that is to show them they're able to see it, they're able to know what they are buying, they can see it for themselves. So it's not somebody said. And then the day we are doing allocation on the 20th of this month for all those who have paid during the 12% promo. On that allocation again, we stream it, people will see the allocation process, you know, and everything. You know, it's just something fantastic here. So it's always amazing what we do, and it's just a beautiful thing that we have been doing, and God has been faithful to us. God has been faithful. So guys, you want to invest in Berry Estate. It's something that, you know, will go a long way in changing your life forever. Okay, Kush Baoni. You know, okay. So as you can see, the entire location, people live here. You know, these are some of our workers, and he also lives here. He has a bar. He has a bar, the Kush Bar, where we can go. You know, she bar you open. Eh? Okay, good afternoon. How you doing? Good to see you. This one of our security is always here. Every day is here. So if you're visiting the estate, you can always, it's always on ground. Kush to Diallo beach. So we're 2 minutes to the beach, and I'm going to drive now to the beach so I show you. And you know, I have somebody. Let's go to the beach. And that's one beautiful thing about this property is it's close to the beach, so you know that you have a good investment. So lead driver, you know. Let's see, let me see more questions. I can see John says, happy Nigerians, sometimes they mistake it for something else. John, not true. Tokens Francis says, my entrepreneur icon, God bless you. Thank you, sir. I am grateful. John Nikon says, happy Nigerians, go turn to who you help. when everything goes bad. I agree. You know, you will see the person. They will even tell you who sent you message. Who sent you message? You know, that case, I had to tell I said, babe, you need to be wise. I said, because God forbid anything happened to the baby. They even said, you know, don't you see? They are young people, they have money. Who knows? That's how they do ritual with babies straight down. So I said, look, be careful. Before we want to help these people, let's get, you know, let's get consent, okay, from the family that they're okay with it. You know, and those things are key. Chigoze says, for the experience I have, what they preach is not what they practice, although it can be individual. What Chigoze, we're not here talking about race or people. There are good Igbos, there are good Yorubas, there are good Hausas. There are fake Igbos, fake Yoruba, fake Hausa. Trustworthy Igbos, trustworthy Yoruba. Biggest problem as Africans is the way we treat each other and the words we use for each other. Okay, I once asked a question: what's the difference between racism and tribalism? What's the difference? You know, something where I could draw because you know, could draw. Okay. Move fast. Later. So, racism, what's the difference between racism and tribalism? You know, it's a lobby, you know. So, what's the difference between racism and tribalism? I've asked people a million times. What's the difference between racism and tribalism? What's the difference between racism and tribalism? I've said it a million times. So, we should stop using the word Igbo people are bad, Yoruba people are bad, Hausa people are bad. There are bad people everywhere in the world. Bad, and that's the truth. So guys, see, you can see barely 2 minutes drive. Barely 2 minutes drive. Can you see? We're at the ocean. Okay, barely 2 minutes. We're at the ocean. I'm okay. You can see barely 2 minutes. We're at the ocean front. In 2 minutes, can you see how beautiful this is? So it's not too close to the ocean. It's 2 minutes drive, 5 minutes walk down. And so I call it the vacation home. You buy your house at Beryl, straight down you will be seeing the Beryl gates there. Can you see the Beryl? From here you can see the Beryl signage. Can you see? Straight down, you can see. And then here you have the beautiful ocean. So it's a beautiful place, guys. It's a beautiful place. This is an investment that, you know, you will not regret doing. And like I said, the 50% promo, we only have 10 slots left. So instead of paying 9 million, you can pay just 4.5 million outright, or 5.5 installments, and you're a landlord. You're a landlord, that's the truth. Shola says so true. When someone is bad, it doesn't matter which race. Ogaga says, what's the economic system of Nigeria? I don't know what you mean by that. We're talking about land investment. Edove says, I'm getting value. Okay, good. So guys, I have another show. I need to wrap up so as to go and prepare for the next show. I love you all and thank you all for, you know, listening and being part of this. Just wanted to show you, like I said, one beautiful thing about what we do, we show you the property you are buying. So it's not story. This is the real estate, Eleko, Ibejuleki, Lagos. It's just 15 minutes from Dangote Refinery